to also review some answers right now and maybe do some warm calls for people. But the entrance ticket read, read this sentence from page 335 of Summer of the Mariposas. And this is from our author. She writes, I wrote Summer of the Mariposas with the intention of showcasing both our modern and ancient mitos y leyendas, so that's like myths and legends, by juxtaposing them against one another, against one of the greatest stories ever told, comma, the Odyssey. Okay, so what does juxtaposing mean, and what strategy did you use to determine the meaning of this word? So you can look back at your entrance ticket and write that in, or come off mute, or what are you thinking? I'm going to check out some answers right now, and you can come off mute or put those in the chat.
Can I say what I think, teacher?
Mm-hmm.
I think it means like putting or like placing, like putting together.
Yeah, kind of, for sure. How'd you come up with that answer, Kenya?
I don't know. I just read it and I think, I mean, it just like made sense.
Yeah, it does. You could, if you're putting, so one way you could do that is like by putting them against one of the greatest stories. Is that what you kind of like
Placing them
traded in
again.
that word? No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, like placing them again.
Yeah, that makes sense. Good. I like that. Did anyone else kind of get something similar? Cherry said closer together against each other. I like that word that you use, Cherish, by saying against, because that kind of makes me think of when we compare and contrast two words. I like that a lot. Let me check out some of the entrance tickets. Thank you, Cherry and Kenya, for sharing that. What else are people thinking? Let's see what people said. What Aitza put, that's perfect. Aitza, this is right in the money. I'm going to share my screen. So Aitza wrote, I think juxtaposing means compare. So that is the general definition for juxtaposing, is like comparing and contrast, when you compare and contrast two specific things. And when we compare and contrasting, it's just what Kenya was saying, like when we place something against each other or put something against each other, it means that you're looking at two things and how they impact each other and affect each other. Lesson 2, learning targets. Can I please have, let's see, who have I heard from? Jonathan, do you want to read off this bullet point?
Yes.
Please, let's hear it. Thanks, Jonathan.
Right. I can determine a central idea and how it is conveyed through details in the informational text.
Yeah, perfect. That was a really good read. Here is our definition for central idea. It is a main point that the author is making, also called a main idea or key idea. So that might sound very similar to what our definition for theme is, but it's important that we remember that central idea refers to what the text is mainly about. You're not referring to the purpose or that message, right? That theme statement. It is more just like a general one-sentence summary of what our whole text or movie is about. That main idea. So then we're going to compare it to theme. We're going to juxtapose it to theme. That's our word today. Here's our theme definition, which hopefully this sounds very familiar because it's theme we've been working on for the last couple months. Theme, remember everyone, this is a refresher, is the life lesson, the author's message, or the moral of the story. So if we're considering everyone our text Summer of the Mariposas, we found themes like don't always judge something by its appearance, right? That was one big theme. Let's think of another theme that we use a lot. A theme could just be like always practice respect for yourself and others. That is a theme that we can apply to a lot of different books and texts. So themes are very general statements, while central ideas are very specific to only one text or story or movie. Theme, just reminders, it's not the central idea, right? It's not the same as topic, and one story can have multiple themes that are often recognizable and repeated. There's throughout literature. So here is our central idea versus theme. This is a good way to look at them side by side in comparison. Central ideas, if you look at this bold writing right down here, is specific and unique to the text or story. This is not a message or a lesson that can be applied to you and me. It's just kind of like a one-sentence summary. That's super important. Well, theme, everyone, is a more general term that can be applied to people in life, not just the characters in the text, in the story or the text. Ruben and Leilani and Carmen, And Alejandro and Manaya, that's wonderful. If you haven't chatted in yet, that you're ready to go. Okay, thanks, Jonathan. Good to go. All right, sounds good. Okay, I'll keep moving from this. So then this is this will help make the central idea versus theme concept a little more concrete. So let's take, for example, The Lion King, right? And if we are finding the theme of The Lion King versus the central idea, if you see in this top box, the theme of The Lion King would be, there's two. It's something that everyone can relate to. This is two statements that can be applied to you and me. So the first statement says, everyone has to leave childhood behind in order to face adult responsibilities. That is true. That is a scary reality that you will have to go into. And then that second statement that says, what is done deceitful will always be discovered. So those are two theme statements. So there you see my cursor moving over. And then we're going to switch gears and let's talk about the central idea of The Lion King. So this is something that's very specific to the story, and all details in the text specifically support this central idea. So this is just like a one sentence kind of very brief summary. And here it is. The central idea is that a young lion cub grows up to defeat his evil uncle and is able to reclaim the kingdom. Right? So let's see, questions or comments on this? I just put this on my screen if you can see this, and let's do a quick check for understanding. You can privately chat in. What is the difference between central idea and theme? I really like Jose D, what you wrote in the chat. Jose D, will you come off of mute and share that to the class, please?
So, I mean, the theme is like a life lesson. It teaches you a life lesson, like real life events, and the central idea, it just resumes the story.
Yeah, perfect. That's awesome. Thank you for putting that. Who else kind of went along with what Jose D said and said theme is like the lesson? Yeah. Good. Thanks, Carmen, for putting that in. Yeah, Elijah, I like what you wrote. Elijah, will you come off mute and share what you wrote as well?
Okay. I put central idea is like the details in the story. Theme is like something in the story is evolved around like a lesson.
Perfect. Absolutely. Awesome. Yep. Orlando agrees with that. Aitza agrees. That's great. Aitza also put a theme is something we can compare to our life. So theme is something that is more meaningful to us and other people, while central ideas in a story only really apply to the story. Thank you, Cherish, for adding that you agree. Awesome. Thank you, Elijah and Jose D. That was wonderful for coming off mute and sharing those. We're going to watch a quick short film like we've been doing. And instead of identifying the plot of a short film like we did last time, you are going to identify the central ideas and the theme, and then the central conflict, meaning the central problems. So how you're going to record your thoughts, everyone, is going to be in this Padlet. And I'm going to share this in the chat. If you look at my screen, here's our Padlet. You are going just to click on this plus bar and then add comments of what you think the central idea of our short film is, what you think the theme is, and there can be more than one. The central conflict, meaning the problems, and if you have any other questions or comments. Cute. Some people have said that they've seen this before, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen the short films I will show. But that was our quick short film for today. Now you can take a moment, think it over. You're going to jump into that Padlet link that I sent in the chat, and I'll send it again. You are remember, we're just identifying what the central idea is. So that's our one sentence summary, kind of what was that film about. And if you were telling in one sentence what that film is about to someone, that's our central idea. Then our theme is that lesson. And then our last column is asking for what are the central conflicts or the problem. And you can all put that in the Padlet. I'll give you 3-ish minutes to finish that up. And then once you're ready, you can just chat in that you're ready and we can talk about it and then transition into your independent activity. Let me know if you need any help or have any questions. Thanks to those who are already working, putting those thoughts in. I really appreciate that. Very quick. You guys are doing awesome with transitions today as well. Everything has been really fast and efficient, and I am super happy with how that's looked. So I'll stop talking, let you work. I'll give us 3 minutes to put some stuff in. Work. There's so much on here. That's great. Central ideas. So the kid really liked rockets. That could just, I would say that's more just like a central, that's just like a key detail, not just the main summary. But let's see. I like this one. A boy really wants to go to the moon, so he sets a boat, lemonade stand to earn coins. Perfect. Simple, short, gets right to the point. It's a very good summary. So that's awesome. Whoever did that, I wanted to make it so that you could like people's posts, but that's okay. All of these look great. The kid looks like he would like to go to the moon. Yep. And while he's walking, he sees a rocket and he only has 1 coin, and he thought he was going to the moon, but he was not. So then he made a lemonade stand. Yep. And then this one, this last comment right here that says dreams do come true. I would say that's more of a theme because that's not necessarily the central idea. This is dreams do come true. We can apply this to multiple different texts and movies, and it's not just specific to what we just watched. So I'm going to actually shift that, everyone, over to this column. Okay. Any other comments or additions to central idea that people want to add? Okay. And then theme. Let's check out the theme. So I see a lot of good stuff on here. Does anyone want to come off of mute and share what they put for the theme, what that lesson was? Manaya, what do you think the lesson was? Oh, I just heard someone talk. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, but like it's not about the theme. I just have a question. Why did he do that though? Why he do that?
Why
He
did
just
he?
spent his entire life selling lemonade to just go on a toy rocket. Ah, man, that's just tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more telling of just someone working their entire life to finally get somewhere they want to be. And maybe the toy rocket isn't necessarily descriptive of what it would be, but we do have that theme that if you work hard enough, hard work pays off, I would say. And let's see, never give up on things you want to accomplish. And even though, Jose, maybe we don't understand that this guy spent all of his earnings and all of his life trying to go to a toy rocket, that's his prerogative. That's what he wants to do. And we're just going to let him do it. So, I mean, some people have crazy goals that we will never understand, that they'll work their whole lives towards. And you know what? That's okay. We'll live with it. We live and we learn. And I guess that could be one of our themes too. But I'm glad you said that, because it looks like some people said, why would he waste all of his life's earning? And to maybe you, that seems crazy, but to him, it was what he wanted to do, and he did it, right? Good. Thanks, Jose. Any other comments? I see a lot of good stuff in here. You're welcome to add anything else more. The links in the chat. Good, you guys. Seems like we're getting central idea and theme really well. Anything else? Individual work. So you can read the directions on my screen. I'll also send these links in the chat. And here we go. So here's some individual work time. Remember how last week I had you all pick a book or a movie to analyze, and you took apart the plot? That's actually before Thanksgiving break, now that I think about it. I remember Manaya did Holes. We talked about that. And there's a lot of other ones, books and movies that people did. And it was in a PowerPoint. So you're going to do something super similar to that, but instead of identifying parts of a plot for a movie or book, you are going to just do what we just did with that short film and identify the theme, the central plot, and those central conflicts, just like we did together. So let me drop this link in the chat. You can read these directions on your screen. So here's this. You can see it on my screen. The directions are on the first slide. And it just reads, find what movie or book you chose to analyze the plot of in the last PowerPoint. You can choose that one, or you can also choose a new one if you want. Then you're going to go to the slide with your name on it. All your names are on a slide. And you're just going to identify the central idea, the theme, and central conflict of a new movie or book, not of the short film we just watched, or of what you did last time we worked in a PowerPoint where you identified plot. And you can find what you did last time with this link right here.